Today we're going to learn how to weave with paper, and we're going to make some turtles. Your first mission is trace your little turtle friend. Do your very best to hold it still on the paper. Make sure your pencil touches the stencil. And then cut it out. Now my little turtle friend's cut, and we need to take him and fold him in half so these legs are touching the ones on the right side, folding him in half lengthwise. So there's his head, there's his tail. Then we're going to take a ruler, a skinny ruler, lay it on your turtle. Make sure your paper is the same direction as mine. Here's the head, here's the tail. And I've got my ruler as far over as I can get it. It's lined up with this dent here by the leg. I'm going to draw a line that goes up, and it's going to stop before it gets to the end. Then scoot your ruler over. It's lined up with the line. Draw a line that goes up and stop. Repeat. Line that goes up and stop. And I have room for one more. So with this skinny ruler, I had room for 4 lines. Then on the fold, we cut. Make sure you're cutting the same distance on each one. And open. And if you did it right, this is what your turtle should look like. Kind of like a Chinese lantern. Then you need paper strips. A total of 4. So 2 of each color. I've got 2 blues and 2 yellows. And you get to choose your colors. Then we begin weaving, which will be a pattern. So I go on top first and then underneath. On top, lift this up, underneath. On top, there we go. The next strip is where things get a little tricky. It needs to be the opposite of the first strip. So am I going underneath first? I am not. You're going on top first? Nope. I'm going underneath it, then on top. Then under, then over, and under, and then scooch it together. You want these tight, and it'll be like a checkerboard. You'll never have 2 rows doing the exact same thing right beside each other. And then let's fit in one more. Looks like I don't have room for my 4th. So I'm going on top, underneath, on top, underneath, on top, and push. Now, if you have 2 strips in and somehow you don't have room for at least a 3rd, you may have to take your scissors and make these lines a smidge longer. Just don't get too close to this edge or your project can fall apart. All right, now Mr. Turtle's got these little strips on, and we need to attach them. So on the front, find all the tabs that can lift up and put some glue underneath them. Make sure they're in the right spot before you glue it down. Lift it up, glue, stick it down, and flip him. I have 2 tabs back here, so glue, stick it down, glue, stick it down. And last but not least, we got some extra pieces hanging off the edge that don't look that great. So take your scissors and trim the stuff that is too long for Mr. Turtle, or Miss Turtle. Might be a girl. And yes, when you're done, if you want to draw on fun things like give it a face, you can. Add more detail to the shell, you can. Make sure all those little pieces that hang off are gone. Have to edit his head. Then you'll have a beautiful woven turtle.